gonna name off some movies and some different things, and we'll get your opinion on them because me and Matt's already gone over them, and we were curious about your opinions on them.
All right.
Start with Suicide Squad.
This was a movie I really wanted to like. Mm-hmm. I absolutely loved Harley Quinn. I love the actress. Yeah. The entire time I sat there and drooled, you know. And
I think a lot of people did.
She even had the accent perfect. Like
she did.
Like that was a big kicker for me. And on top of that, she's hot, and she's a blonde. You know, I mean blondes? I love blondes, but I'm just.
You love me.
whoa, calm down. But I mean, she really. I mean, I feel like she was the main focus of that whole movie, to be quite honest. But
wait, hang on 1 second. Which is crazy to say, with Will Smith in the movie,
he was an awesome Deadshot.
He was.
I thought he was good. Now here's the problem. Joker.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so glad you feel this way.
He had maybe 10 minutes of screen time, if that.
That was too much.
It wasn't that it was too much. It was they didn't explain all the cut footage. They didn't explain how he got those metal teeth. But to be honest, man, what they brought to us with Jared Leto, we were promised all this stuff about how crazy he was on set and all sort of stuff. And he comes off like Joker had sex with 50 Cent. And you get this, like, wigger walking around pretending to be the Joker. Yeah. And to make it even worse, his girlfriend is this hot chick that every guy in the country right now, for the most part, is just like, yeah. You know, like, you know, just they want her, you know?
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, what the crap did we get with Jared Leto? Like, we got 50 Cent in Joker form there.
We really did.
And don't get me wrong, the only thing I do like about though they showed a more healthier relationship between Harley and Joker.
Which didn't fit.
No, like she was originally supposed to represent like women in abusive relationships.
Right.
But I feel like as time goes on, we all know the real superpower for any hero is a fan base. The bigger your fan base, the better you're going to be in the comics.
Right.
And I feel like over time, they're trying to put Harley Quinn on the same level as the Joker. And I feel like Suicide Squad really, really tried to drive that point home. But the problem is Joker just was not what people wanted. I mean, now you have people that blindly defend it, but you're talking about fanboy base. And anytime that you just got to admit to yourself when you're a fanboy, you're a fanboy. And stop arguing with people because people don't want to hear it. There's a reason why it's a mass opinion. Now, you're welcome to have your own, but I'll tell you right now, I hated Jared Leto in that role.
Did too.
And he ruined it so hard for me. Like, I like Killer Croc more than I liked the Joker in that movie.
You didn't like Killer Croc either, did you?
Not really. Like, I did not like. You know, they ruled out King Shark because they didn't want to do the CGI.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the reason why Croc looks the way he looks. They decided to go with Killer Croc. They thought it'd be easier.
Huh.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Well, okay, if you had to pick 3 things out of that movie that you didn't like, because I already made this 3 list.
Joker. Definitely, I did not like Killer Croc.
Okay.
Now, I thought the villain was kind of interesting, but to be quite honest, I didn't really know how to feel about the main villain, the Enchantress.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know whether or not I liked her or what. But it was something missing from that movie. But I got to be even straighter. Like, anybody who wants to see a good Suicide Squad movie, watch the animated film.
I heard about that.
The Arkham, it's like Arkham, it's not Batman. It's like Escape from Arkham or something like that. It's like Arkham Asylum or...
I'm not really sure.
There's an animated short that came out before this movie. And to be honest, my opinion, the reason why that animated movie did so well is the reason why we got Suicide Squad.
Could have been, yeah.
But, I mean, you also have a few different people. Like, you get Killer Frost instead of Diablo.
I don't know which one I'd want.
To be honest, I liked it better because, like, her and Killer Croc kind of had a little thing. It was kind of cool. I even loved the part where like Batman switches suits with whoever the ninja was. Like it was some
I forget the name.
Yeah, like it was some character you never hear much about in DC. But I loved that animated movie way more than I did the Suicide Squad movie, and that's saying a lot considering how much I loved Harley Quinn and the actress. Harley was the only reason why like I was able to sit through that movie, and I have to say also Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith was pretty good too.
Which, speaking of which, like anybody listening for a fan of Will Smith,
Wait, actually, you read this to me. I looked it up, and that was actually just a rumor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, never mind. I'm not even going to go into that.
Because apparently there's been a lot of those rumors going around. It wasn't true.
That's crazy, though. Like, I thought it was legit. It came from, like, Rare News, and normally when I click on that, I'm just so true.
Well, I did a Twitter search of it, and people were saying it wasn't true. It might be true.
I don't know, well, by the way, if you guys are wondering what we're talking about, there's apparently a rumor that Jaden Smith had committed suicide.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up and double check.
All right.
But I was wanting you to say another thing that you didn't like was all the music.
To be honest, I don't even remember the music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There for a long time, it was just song after song after song to me. And I was like, come on, man! Like, I know it's good songs, but you don't have to continuously play them over and over.
Even though the Joker had less than 10 minutes of screen time, that's one of the real knocks I got on that movie, man. Like, it's just, I wanted more. I wanted more of the Joker. Because even in the animated movie that I'm talking about, that I can't even remember its name, the Joker was awesome in the animated short. He was sadistic. Like, see, with Jared Leto, I never got the feeling he was sadistic. Like,
yeah, it was just
he was too much gangster. Like, that's the problem. He was too much gangster.
They did modern gangster instead of, like, the 1940s gangster.
Like, if you give it, like, a little more 1940 gangster mixed with a little modern, like, as in, like, his speech and stuff like that, you would have, I feel like you get more sadistic vibe. Like, you want the Joker, you want to know if he's going to, like, say something funny or stab you in the face,
Yeah. We need the Heath Ledger Joker back. That's what we need.
The Heath Ledger, he represented such a good aspect of the Joker, like the anarchist side of the Joker.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he was great. Mark Hamill, though, I think represents all aspects of the Joker.
Oh, yeah. The voice, perfect.
But, I mean, okay, when you think of Jared Leto and the way he played the Joker, and then, did you ever read the comic where Joker cut off his own face?
No.
Joker has cut off his own face and then put it back on. And in the comics, like, he had maggots and stuff like that in it.
Yeah.
And it was all for, like, a joke. But, I mean, the Joker has done, like, horrifying things. And with Jared Leto, you're sitting here like,
do something.
You're not the Joker. You're just not the Joker.
I'm so glad that you feel the way you do about Jared Leto.
Okay. But we were promised so much from Jared Leto, and, like, he was, like, they were putting him on like he's the next Heath Ledger. No, I'm sorry.
He was not.
Heath Ledger, so far, he has been the best Joker on screen.
Okay, I looked it up. I found it on a few different things. It was just a rumor. Because apparently it's Suicide Prevention Week or month or something like that. And I guess nobody wants Jaden Smith to be alive anymore. I'm sorry.
Man, I feel sorry for that kid, man. I mean,
I do too.
Think about it. If you were really Jaden Smith and your dad's Will Smith, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to put you in movies, and you can be really famous." You can't knock the kid for that.
You really can't.
Yeah, I mean, like,
he's just a kid.
Yeah. I mean, that would be like me going and trying to be, like, for me, if, like, I could actually, a franchise that really disappointed me is Resident Evil. Oh, yeah. But if I could be in, like, a Resident Evil franchise that, like, stayed true to the games and stuff, and you didn't get, like, these crazy, like, okay, when I say stay true to the games, when I say that, anything after Resident Evil 3, I kind of don't like. Yeah. Because they started making the characters too OP, too overpowered. But anyways, that's a different story, different day.
Okay. Speaking of Jaden Smith, real quick, have you ever watched Impractical Jokers?
No.
Oh God. Well, there was one. They do punishments at the end of the show if they lose, and all three of them lost. One of them won. The one that won was Joe, and the punishments was all three of them had to get a tattoo. Yeah. Well, one of them got a tattoo. Murray got the tattoo of a ferret skydiving because he looks like a ferret. Yeah. And then the other one, Q, had a tattoo that said 38 lives at home with 2 cats or something like that. And it was like, I'll be 39 in like 2 months or something like that. But the last one, Sal, got a tattoo of Jaden Smith on his thigh. And he's like, why did I get this one? Like, he was legitimately mad about that. And he had to, like, sport it off to people during other ones. Okay, anyways.
But, here, since we're doing this, Suicide Squad, I would give... Oh, yeah. Let's do that. I'd probably give it a 4 to 5 out of 10. Okay. It's watchable, but I mean, when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray and whatnot, I'm not rushing to buy it.
Okay. We do We do. We do the Luke chest ratings, which is 1 to 5. 5 being the best, 1 being crap. What would you give a Luke chest rating for? I forgot about that. I forgot about warning you about that.
I'd have to give it a 2.5. Like,
wow. Yeah, I guess that's
like,
right there in the middle.
Like a scale of 1 to 10, like I said, 4 or 5. On a scale of 1 to 5, I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Okay, I can see that. All right, there's one that just bugged
But
me.
I will say,
Okay.
it gets the 2 points, not the 0.5, from just Harley Quinn.
Okay, I can see that too.
Okay.
And the rest of it, like the other 1.5.
The 0.5 comes from Will Smith.
Okay. For the points that didn't get up to 5 has to be Jared Leto.
Yeah, Jared Leto heard that. I mean, to be honest, like I've listened to Jared Leto talk about it, and he feels just as bad as we do.
Really?
Like, but I mean, he was promised a lot of stuff. It was just they really botched that, in my opinion.
I agree definitely with that one. Okay, here's one that me and Matt started talking about when we first started doing the podcast. And I was so excited about it the first week we started doing the podcast. And then we watched the movie. And I was like, this is the worst thing I've ever watched. How do you feel about X-Men Apocalypse?
Oh, my God. I feel like that was okay, before I even start in on this, they were both... The new Fantastic Four was also made by Fox, right?
Yes.
Okay.
For sure.
Here's my problem. They've messed up with Apocalypse. First off, he looks like Ivan Ooze from the original Power Rangers movie.
He does.
Then, the very last fight scene is the same fight scene from Fantastic Four with Doom.
Is it really?
Look, rewatch that thing. It is the same fight scene.
I've never seen it.
Like you have the villain walk out into the center, and you get like this. I'm not gonna say 360, but like the camera rotating of all the heroes coming around the villain while the villain's dead center fighting, while the villain just walks out like a pimp, you know. But rewatch those two end scenes, like the fight at the very end, and tell me that's not the same fight.
I have to watch the Fantastic Four. I guess.
What makes me so mad is X-Men Apocalypse could have been so awesome.
It could have been.
I mean,
so could have been.
they had the right actors because like they're going with a different cast because Patrick Stewart and all of them's getting old.
Yeah.
But I mean, the Jean Grey actress they got, the girl from the Game of Thrones,
Sophia Turner.
that was a great pick for a role.
It was.
Like I love that, you know. Even the guy that plays Cyclops, he felt like he played Cyclops really well.
Yeah,
I don't know his name either.
Sorry, guy.
Yeah, and, I mean, you had so many opportunities with this movie, and once again you botch it with the villain, and it's just like what, like. Which, I mean, the Joker was the villain Suicide Squad, and apparently, Apocalypse is an X-Men, Apocalypse. Yeah. But, I mean, you botch it with the villain. The villain has... You can't do that. The villain has to be up there, and giving us Ivan Ooze was not cool. Like... God, like I even loved Olivia Munn, like as Psylocke, mostly because I just love Olivia Munn. Yeah, but I mean,
the show, guys.
I was cool with that. A lot of people didn't like her as Psylocke. I did, mostly just because I drool over her. But she's. I thought she was cool. I did not enjoy when they made her a horseman, and the only thing
she never was in the comics.
Yeah,
but I think she was.
It wasn't even just that. It was just the fact that like. Here, I'm going to increase your power, and her dagger off her hand just gets longer. Yeah, and it's like, wait, what?
You gave her white hair.
I mean, look at Angel. He went through a complete transformation. You made him wings. Metal. Yeah, you know. Even in Apocalypse, he wasn't full metal, was he? It's just his wings.
Just his wings. Yeah. Yeah, he turned him blue in the comics or something. Like
we didn't even get our Archangel. No. Come on, I mean, what the crap, Fox? Spend a little money. Come on. I'm pretty sure some up and coming makeup artist could have done Archangel right.
Definitely.
Like got like the purple lines or pink lines, whatever. Cool. Yeah. Like going down the face and got all that stuff and give us a really good Archangel. So I did not enjoy that. I thought that was crap. I did like Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler was
cool. Yeah. Yeah,
it was cool. Felt like I could have done more with him. I gotta say, it was a movie I wanted to like, but I did not.
I'm the same way. How did you feel about the Phoenix Force being the mutant power instead of the alien power.
See, I didn't even catch that because I was getting so bored with the movie. I in my head when she did it, I was like, that's a cosmic power, just like what it's supposed to be.
Right.
I didn't even know that was a mutant power. That made this just knocked it down even more for me.
I'm sorry.
That's horrible. Well, I mean, because the Phoenix, that's an element. That's an element of the universe or something like that.
Yeah, it's a cosmic deity. I think that it went to Jean when she was younger. I explained it in one podcast.
It's been on a few different people.
Yeah, Emma Frost had it. Actually, they made a whole series of the X-Men having it.
It always comes back to Jean Grey though.
Yeah,
but I mean, it rivals Galactus.
Yeah,
and don't get me wrong. Yeah, I don't even know. Could she? I'm pretty sure the Phoenix can obliterate Apocalypse. But my thing is you never get a really cool Phoenix in any of this. Like what X-Men 3, we got that crappy Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, we did. They kind of done the same thing with X-Men 3 with this movie because it's just a mutant power. When she was having her nightmare and she was burning the walls and stuff. I was sitting in the seat. And I think I told Matt this in the podcast, and I said, "Don't do it." I think I even said it out loud. I was like, "Don't do it," and they did it, and I was just like, I lost interest at that point.
Oh man, there's so many things they had even for Fox, they had everything they needed, and just it wasn't. I didn't enjoy it, especially. And what really got me was that final fight scene where I'm like, this looks awful lot like Fantastic Four's last fight scene.
I didn't even know.
And what's even more horrible is they're both by Fox.
Yeah.
And it's like, come on, guys, if you're going to butcher it this bad, give it back to Marvel. Just please.
I wish they would.
God, could you imagine Infinity Wars with the X-Men?
That'd be cool.
I mean, and then don't get me wrong, Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman loves the character of Wolverine, and to be honest, sometimes I actually enjoy him as Wolverine. Wolverine Origins, no, that movie went wrong on so many levels, especially with Deadpool.
With Wolverine, was pretty cool.
But I mean, the Wolverine was cool, and Hugh Jackman. I mean, he really likes the character. He puts effort into it. Oh, yeah. But the problems I have is Hugh Jackman is too tall. He's not stocky, and I mean, he's a ripped guy. He looks very athletic. But he's not Wolverine built. Right. Wolverine's 5'5" in the comics?
I think so, yeah.
And if you take the adamantium skeleton off, he's still a heavy guy. But
that's an extra 100 pounds, I think.
What was funny is Hugh Jackman wasn't even the first pick for Wolverine. It was actually Russell Crowe, if I remember right.
Is that right?
I think it was Russell Crowe. I do know that Hugh Jackman was not the number one pick.
Oh man! I actually seen the concept art of Mel Gibson as Wolverine in one of them.
Wolverine isn't supposed to be a pretty boy.
No. I mean,
he's supposed to be really rugged and mean. And I mean, you got to get something. There's that one actor they're gonna I heard them talking about maybe potentially Wolverine because Hugh Jackman's doing it one more time in Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
But you have I think you need to try to get a shorter actor, stockier actor, and. Actually, I wish which Marvel's starting to figure it out. Be true to the real material because that's what made you popular.
Oh,
you know? And I feel like DC is trying that, and they're just failing.
They really are. They're trying to put too much in one movie. I think, like Batman versus Superman, which I didn't write down. But Batman versus Superman. Did you wait?
The rating for Apocalypse.
Okay, yeah. What's it?
I gotta give it a 1.5.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I'm so glad you said that.
It's so horrible. I mean, when it hits DVD shelves, I don't even care. I'm just gonna look over it. I'm gonna go down through and I was gonna buy something else.
Are you?
It's just I don't care. They had the chance to introduce Cable.
Right.
The only thing Fox has is Deadpool, and they've almost screwed that up.
They almost did. If Ryan Reynolds didn't have anything to do with it.
Ryan Reynolds, if he didn't pay his actors to be on set, Fox, I'm telling you, they are ruining everything. Could you imagine if... No, Sony belongs to Spider-Man, but they gave the rights kind of back to Marvel, which they're working with Marvel.
Yeah.
Which was awesome. Yeah. That now Marvel has full creative control. I can't wait to see what to do with Spider-Man Homecoming.
Right.
Even though that's completely different day, but I actually like some of the changes that they're bringing. I think it's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But what was it? Imagine a team up of Deadpool and Spider-Man on film.
That'd be cool. Andrew Garfield Spider-Man.
Yeah.
We talked about this earlier. It's so excited for me, by the way.
I don't understand what people's beef is with Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man.
I don't either.
They got beef with him. Even he was like, "I'm sorry."
You should be sorry. He did a good job.
I thought he did too, man. I enjoyed him way more than I did Tobey Maguire.
Yeah,
I don't think it was his fault. I think it was writer's fault because we got told the same Spider-Man story that we all know.
Yeah.
We have been forced down our throats over and over and over, and they missed a big shot. I blame the writers, not the actor. I think the actor was perfect.
I do too. But that would be cool. Ryan Reynolds and Andrew Garfield, Deadpool and Spider-Man.
I mean, and those are great comics, the Deadpool and Spider-Man team-ups. But, I mean, to do that, for that to happen, Fox has to come off of it. And the thing is, it's like you got these people who just are going to keep pumping money and be like, I hate it, but here's all my money. I'm going to go watch it anyways, which I hate to say it. I'm also one of those people, but I don't go and buy the stinking DVD just because of the name. It's not...
No, I'm not going to buy X-Men Apocalypse, that's for sure.
Now, the next Deadpool movie, yes, I'm all over it because
me too.
What, it was the best-selling, highest grossing R-rated movie ever?
I'm pretty sure it's something like that,
yeah. Like, this is Ryan Reynolds is trying to build a legacy with this.
I hope he does.
I do too. Because I mean, name like another movie that he actually really made a name for himself. He became one of those actors. It's like Norman Reedus. He's just beloved.
Yeah,
but really he's never really had a blockbuster, has he?
I can't.
I mean, what?
Van Wilder.
Van Wilder, Just Friends. Don't even get me started on Green Lantern.
Oh man,
that was horrible. I mean, they really messed up in Wolverine Origins with him.
Oh yeah.
Sewed his mouth shut. Wait, the mark with the mouth, and you show it. Oh, and oh my God, you made katanas come out of his hands. Oh God, no. Oh God, no.
Okay. I was gonna ask you Batman versus Superman. But I want to say something real quick. I may have to cut this part out and put it at the start of this, but I want to go ahead and cut an hour into the first video. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to start a bonus loop, like when we're recapping the movies. Because it's already going into, it's going 2 hours, so we're going to do that. I'll leave this in the bonus loop, just so you guys know. But, okay. How do you feel about Batman vs. Superman?
Oh, man. Once again, this is a movie I went into with very low expectations. I personally did enjoy it. I enjoyed it because I get sick and tired of Superman fanboys. And even in the comics, Batman is like one of the only people that could kill Superman if he really wanted to. But given Superman can obliterate anybody, but Superman's not that kind of person, and yada, yada, yada. But I really thought that it's supposed to... Batman versus Superman really isn't about story. It's about man versus God.
Right.
And... I like the subliminal undertones to it, but in terms of writing, it was not good writing.
Was it just too much in one movie?
Now, I think if you're a comic book fan, I think that you'll really, really love it because you know what's going on.
Yeah.
Because you get the subtext, like the Robin suit.
Yeah.
Like it had ha ha ha. Anybody that knows Batman comics knows that was the death of Jason Todd.
Right.
Which hints at the Joker in Suicide Squad. So Jared Leto's Joker is supposed to be the Joker that beats Jason Todd with the crowbar. And hence him getting... The reason why he had like the grill, it was really not a grill. It was metal teeth. Because after Joker beats Jason Todd to death and Batman gets there, Batman beats his teeth out. Like Batman really unleashes the beast on him. Dang. And... you know, stuff like that. But once again, that was horrible writing or cut or director's cut, whatever. They never really gave you that story on Suicide Squad.
They should have, though.
But Batman versus Superman, I give it a 2.
A 2?
A 2.
Man. Suicide Squad's gotten the best one so far.
Like I told you, I loved Harley Quinn, man. That movie.
Sold it for you.
That's what sold me on Suicide Squad. And which, don't get me wrong, dude, she's iconic. Like Harley Quinn, every guy wants her, and every woman, like it reads, every geeky girl wants to be Harley Quinn.
There's gonna be so many Harley Quinns for Halloween this
year.
God,
I can't. I hope.
You might be excited about that.
Yeah, you might be. It depends on where, maybe your location, type of girls around. Because there's going to be some skanky girls running around in Harley Quinn outfits that you should be like, no, you should not be in that, sweetheart.
Like around here, we don't want to see it.
Like you could probably go as the Penguin.
Oh gosh.
Like you really, you need to reel it back.
Okay, with that comment, I'm gonna jump into the next one. What'd you think about Ghostbusters?
Oh my God, man. Ghostbusters. What can I say? Okay, this movie, I went in with low expectations and came out with pretty much what I expected. Oh. And it wasn't just because it was a female cast. I thought, that was fine.
It could have been done right.
I mean, they tried to get the cameos of the other people in there. Yeah. Dan Aykroyd and yada yada. Yeah. But I mean, they missed the opportunity, like right there. I mean, they could have had them pass down the torch and stuff like that. But it wasn't even that. What was that movie about? I remember sitting there and watching every bit of that movie and just going, I don't care about anything going on. Like, it's not, like, maybe it had a couple funny moments, but I'm sitting there stone faced, knowing I'm supposed to be laughing at this, and I'm just not. And I'm just like, okay, that's cool. I give it a 1. I give it a solid 1.
Wow. Was there people laughing during Ghostbusters and you just wanted to turn around and tell them to shut up because it's not funny?
Not really, because in my head maybe, but I mean, people they enjoy what they enjoy.
I guess so.
But I feel like a lot of this was just, women wanting theirs. And, all right, if I'll sacrifice Ghostbusters, that's cool. But don't get me wrong, like, the female cast was pretty alright. I mean, like I said, it had its funny moments. It's just, I didn't enjoy it.
I think my biggest problem was the cast in Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Because I didn't like Melissa McCarthy. I don't like her.
It's like she tries, like I told you, like I was sitting there stone-faced, and I know I'm supposed to be laughing, but I'm just not. And maybe I'm just not good with her humor.
I must be the same way. I've said this 1,000 times. How would you feel if her character was replaced with Tina Fey? Would you think that movie would be better?
I probably could have found it more tolerable. It may have got a 1.5 then.
Oh, man. Tina Fey gives me a 5. I mean, I'd give her a 5. Sorry. I don't know where I was going with that one.
Tina Fey is funny, though.
I love Tina Fey.
But there's not too much I can say about that. I mean, I love the original Ghostbusters. Anybody growing up loves the original Ghostbusters.
It's hard to reboot Ghostbusters. I don't know
it shouldn't have been a reboot. It should have been like a passing down of the torch or something. I mean, there's so many. Like I said, there's so many opportunities. Like
it flopped.
Yeah, it flopped.
Okay, this isn't really a movie, but you're a huge Pokemon fan. Have you been playing Pokemon Go?
I was when it first came out. I really liked it, and then it just. I didn't care.
You just lost interest?
Yeah, I think a lot of people have. It was cool because, I mean, growing up, we all played the Pokemon cards. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of kids did, or the games, or watched the show. I mean, Japanese people really know how to sell a product. Gotta catch a ball! Gotta catch a ball! Catch a ball! And, I mean, yeah, you gotta catch them all. It's like Pringles, man. You can't have just one.
It's true.
But, I mean, Pokemon Go is fun. It's a good idea. Like, get up, go move, be active. Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to promote it, but I gotta be honest, I'm a very active person anyways. When I'm ready to play games, I don't feel like getting up and walking around.
You're already tired.
Yeah. And plus, when you live in a rural area,
yeah.
That gets really boring because you run out of Pokeballs, you don't catch as many. You got to go where the people are. And
that's true.
I mean, that's kind of what they're trying to help do is get out there and talk to people, meet people. And I mean, a lot of people have really cool stories from playing it. Also, people have horrific stories from playing it.
Somebody walked off a cliff.
Dude, people breaking into people's houses because there's a Gyarados or something in there, or an Aerodactyl. And I mean, I played it with my friend John a lot.
Yeah.
And I just, I kind of got to the point where I'm like, you know what? The only real way I'm going to be able to keep up with this game is to do these microtransactions. And I really don't care enough. I actually just deleted it off my phone. I enjoy playing the Bleach game. There's a Bleach game. If you're a fan of the anime, that's really fun. It's very hack and slashes.
Yeah.
I forget the actual complete thing of it, but it's a hack and slash. It's really good. There are a few different Bleach games. And also I'm playing a Final Fantasy game that just came out on mobile. It's very fun. I managed to get Locke from Final Fantasy VI, some Final Fantasy 2 characters.
Oh wow!
And they have a lot of characters on there. It's really fun. basically it's like an old school RPG with the microtransactions, with like a time, like you're always timed your resources rebuild so you can do more stuff. It's fun for those type of games. Pokemon Go, I feel like it's very innovative and interesting, but I feel like people are eventually going to get tired of it, especially. Man, I can't count how many rat-a-tats I caught, how many Pidgeys I just caught. Eventually I would like to, find a legendary, give me something cool. I don't want to catch a Pidgey every time I turn on the game.
Speaking of Pidgeys, I think Matt's caught like 5 right outside my apartment.
Dude, like, it's so hard for me to catch a Ghastly. I wanted a Ghastly so bad. Yeah. I wanted that to be my main Pokemon so I could go around to gyms and, take it over with it. Yeah. I never caught one Ghastly, and I played that game for probably 3 months.
Oh, wow.
And, I saw them. I seen them on the shadow pop up, and I knew it was a Ghastly even though it didn't show it. But never got one. My friend John caught one. He's only caught one. He's been playing the game longer than I have.
Oh, really?
And it's because the area that you live in, and I think that they need to up some of the rare spawns and let people kind of have theirs, which they're about to make a bunch of updates to make it where you can trade and battle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with other players. But, yeah, that's probably going to keep a few people. Mm-hmm. But, if you don't... that falls into a lot of stuff I have a problem with gaming in general is you start appealing to the casual gamer. Mm-hmm. But in mobile games like that, people are about those microtransactions. They're going to milk it as long as they can. Once the numbers drop, they're probably going to crank it and make stuff easier to get so you play it more and spend more money.
Yeah, so you just wait.
Yeah, but Pokemon Go, if I had to rate it 1 through 5, I'd give it a 3.
Oh, wow. That's your...
I'm harsh on it, but I will say I did play it for like 3 months. Every time I was out and, I don't want to say I was driving and playing it because you really shouldn't do that ever. That's horrible. But I have been... Yeah, I'm a passenger. And, I whipped out my phone and would check and would throw out stuff. It was cool, but I don't think it's made to last.
I can see that. You know what? I've just realized you're harsher at rating things than I am. I didn't think that was possible because I was giving stuff real bad ratings. Okay, I'm going to save this one for the end.
All right.
How do you feel about virtual reality right now? Like it's coming
Are you talking about like that stuff with the mobile phones where like you can put it in front of you and you have like the things around like, look, virtual reality. No, that's crap. That's complete crap. Like, if you want virtual reality, you got to give me the Matrix. I want you to put a jack in the back of my head and, like, send my mind into the virtual world. That's VR to me. Like, I will never accept virtual reality until I get that. Until I can go be Neo in my own little computer program. That's what I want. That's virtual reality. This other stuff is bullcrap. All right?
Okay, that's the best answer I've ever heard for virtual reality. Like, it's better than my virtual boy.
The eye killer. Yeah. Like you stick your eyes in that thing for 5 minutes, you pull them out, they're bloodshot. You look like you've smoked a ton of illegal drugs, and you're just pouring tears. Your parents think your girlfriend or boyfriend or whoever just broke up with you. And Virtual Boy, what? It had 5 games. 5 games.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, screw Virtual Boy.
Sorry, you brought it up.
It was a good idea at the time, but do you remember the red and the black screen?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I remember sitting there with my face stuck in this thing going, why am I playing this? This hurts.
Like, it was awkward to sit at.
Yeah, like, eventually your neck hurt and your back hurt. Which, Nintendo, they try to be so innovative. You got to give them credit for trying.
They really tried.
But no, thank you. I already wear glasses.
Okay. Here's the last one I'm going to ask you. And Matt might ask you some more later on, but how do you feel about the Ninja Turtle movie?
Out of the Shadows?
Yeah.
Now, I've been harsh on everything. I loved Out of the Shadows.
Did you really?
I absolutely love this movie, but it's mostly because I like the first one too, and I like the different take they're putting on them where they have like these CGI big turtles. I love Megan Fox, but that's mostly because I drool over her.
She's from Oak Ridge.
Yeah. And if she ever listens to this podcast, I would totally marry her just to be a trophy husband, and I would do things for her anything she asked.
There you go,
I feel like that's bowing out, whatever. But that's Megan Fox. I feel like most guys, if they were just straight up honest, would be like, yeah,
yeah, totally.
Yeah, If you have Megan Fox as a sugar mama, you're doing all right.
Michael Bay has her sugar mama, I think.
I think Michael Bay and her want to kill each other from stuff I've read.
Really?
Yeah, like the very first Transformer movie that didn't have her in it. It's because
the third one.
I forget which one it was, Dark Side of the Moon or whatever.
Yeah.
The reason why
I think that was Pink Floyd song.
I know, yeah, whatever. But one of the reasons why she wasn't in it is because her and the director just couldn't get along.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is stuff I've read, so take it for what it's worth.
Yeah.
But one of the reasons why, like, the other actress that took her place as the new love interest got so much screen time, was on screen so much, was basically Michael Bay giving her the middle finger. But in his defense, she put that movie. She was trying to delay that movie so she could do Jennifer's Body.
Oh, really?
Jennifer Body is the equivalent of softcore porno with a really daggone, man, story. And I'm just saying, I'm just saying the truth.
Pull this pin out.
Like, if you watch Jennifer's Body, you are not watching it for the story. You're watching it to sit there because you're like Megan Fox hot.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. That's the only reason why I watch Jennifer's Body. Why else would you? I mean, maybe like if you're a 13-year-old girl and you're like, oh, this is so cool. This is my life. I want to be a succubus. Whatever.
Speaking of succubuses, there was a movie, I think it was actually just called Succubus, and it had to be some just rich kids just making their own movie on their own, and they're just like, well, let's make a movie that's called Succubus. All that movie was them just flaunting their money around, like their fancy cars, their jets, and everything like that. I was like, this movie's horrible.
But with Ninja Turtles, the first one, when I say first one, I'm talking about the last two movies, the last two actual mainstream movies.
The one that came out in 2014 or 15 or something like that.
Now, Out of the Shadows, I really liked it. I like the fact they brought Bebop and Rocksteady.
I did too.
I love the scene with the tank where they go flying down through there. Bebop and Rocksteady really made me happy. I love that they brought Krang into it.
That was cool.
Spoilers. At the end, I was kind of a little off-put that Krang just kind of froze Shredder.
Oh, yeah, he did.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't see this coming. I was expecting a super Shredder. Where's my Kevin Nash walking out, I want Krang and Super Shredder fighting the Turtles. Make them split up into two teams,
Cool.
And
you wrote that movie.
see, I thought that was going to happen. That is one knock I got on it. But, I mean, when it comes to Ninja Turtles, I'm a fanboy. So I'm all, like... Yeah, it would have took a lot for me to hate this movie, especially considering that I think I really like the way they're portraying them, especially with Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah,
with their cartoon they have out or CGI whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what you call it.
I thought they did a good job. I especially thought they brought in more modern. Like Donnie running around with all the gadgets and stuff. I mean, we didn't get that when we were growing up in our Turtles movies.
He had a Super Nintendo controller wrapped around his arm and one of them.
And it was just, it's cool. I like how they made the Turtles look different now. Like how, like in the old ones, they had the live action suits. They were all basically the same generic looking turtle with different colored bandanas. And I mean, as like Ninja Turtles 2 and 3. I mean, even 1, they kind of tried to make them look different, but in all honesty, they really didn't.
I think Michelangelo might have got a little bit shorter in the second one.
Maybe, yeah. And like Donnie's the darkest turtle.
Yeah, he did get a little darker, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, Donnie's the dark turtle. Dark turtle. I can't even talk about
the dark turtle. Turkey.
Yeah, I mean, he's awesome, and like they did better differentiating, making them look more unique. And I mean, that's what you're supposed to be in those kind of movies,
Yeah, you have different characters.
Yeah, and Leo, you have like Ralph, who's like the big fighter.
Oh yeah.
I thought they did a good job. I liked it. However, I'm only going to give it a 3.5.
Ooh. Well, that is the top one. You did like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to see what you would call a 5.
Oh man, if you
had to rate Megan Fox, what would it be? 1 or 5?
I'd give her a 3.8.
Oh crap.
Yeah. Now the
Deadpool movie.
Deadpool movie chick?
Yeah. No, just Deadpool the movie.
Oh, Deadpool the movie?
Yeah.
4.5.
Okay.
I give that a good one, a high one. For the record, if you want a 5, Harley Quinn What is it? Maggie Robertson? What's her name?
That. I can't remember exactly.
Man, we need to do a better job looking this stuff up before we get on
here. I really don't think anybody's listening at 2 hours in.
If you are a very dedicated person.
We thank you for that.
You're one. We're one with every fan we get. We're one step closer to being big.
Yeah. We're almost at 10.
Yeah.
But I am going to split this up into 2.
Yeah.
I am going to do. I have to take this part and I have to put it at the end of the last episode because I didn't do an outro for the Weekly Loot. Okay, and that was our episode. If you're listening to Bonus Loot, I'm going to leave this in. Actually, I need to cut that out. Let me just start all over. I'm leaving this in Bonus Loot. All right, that was our episode for the Weekly Loot. You can catch us on iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere you can listen to a podcast. We're pretty much there. We'll be on YouTube. You can check us out on Twitter at The Weekly Loot and Facebook.com/The Weekly Loot. And no, we're not on that website.
Just so you guys know, if you're still listening, I wrote down a very famous website on a piece of paper, hoping that Anthony would read it, and he chose not to.
At first, I thought you were writing down pork chop, but it wasn't pork chop.
No, I would like to say if there's a comic section, isn't there?
Comments, yes.
Yeah. If you can guess the comments, we will try to think of a way to reward you if you can think of the site that I wrote down.
I'll give you the piece of paper that he wrote it down on.
Yeah, we will mail you the piece of paper we have right in front of us if you can guess the website I wrote down on it.
It even has all the times where you've said a cuss word. Hey, we gotta get monetized. Sorry. Okay, but you guys can check us out next week. Don't have any plans yet. We're waiting for Matt to get back. We're gonna discuss what we're gonna do. You actually won't be here next week.
No, I won't be back for probably about 3 weeks.
Okay. Well, you guys can catch him back in 3 weeks. We'll see you guys later. If you're still listening on Bonus Loot, we're still here. Okay. That pretty much ends this show too.
I mean, like, that's a lot of material.
That's a lot of stuff. That's 2 hours. I mean, that's an hour for Bonus Loot, an hour for the Weekly Loot. I've never actually done a Bonus Loot in the middle of the Weekly Loot too.
Good luck splicing all that, man.
Oh gosh, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot of copying and pasting.
And then you're gonna have to listen to all of it to make sure it sounds coherent.
Oh god, what have I done? And I gotta add in all the videos for the YouTube one too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I better get some sleep in before we do that. All right, but I guess that's it. Thanks for joining me. You got 2 videos or two podcasts out of it. You got Bonus Loot and the Weekly Loot. All right, but we'll catch you guys later.
Peace.